Why do you want to know my name?
I want to know who I'm looking at.
And welcome back to the monastery once again. It's later in April.
I'm so happy we're here right now.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Alright, that's Brother Paul over there. I'm Brother Nathan. I'm just going to keep doing that despite the new and improved format. Hopefully we'll have theme music sometime. I've actually been thinking about the idea of, like, we'll just put a sample of, like, a really popular pop song in it. Because you can do that. You can get away with that.
I've been thinking every week we might just put something random up until we have something. Because honestly, I don't like the dead air at the very beginning.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but I don't know. Other podcasts do that. I've been listening to a variety of podcasts.
Me too, but this is not the podcast show. This is where we talk about movies.
That'd be the best, a podcast about podcasts. I'm sure that's happening.
It'd be so meta, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but anyway, we're here to talk about films. I've seen a whole bundle. Paul saw 3 extremely important movies.
Extraordinarily important. So important that only one of them was actually new.
Yeah, but, like, quality over quantity, right? So,
you're gonna be rethinking that when I tell you what I saw.
Okay. Do you mind if I just get through my bundle first, or, I don't know?
Yeah.
You do mind? Okay, go ahead.
I don't care. I'm totally kidding.
Alright. Sorry, so stop me if you want to hear about any of these. I'll say a little piece on them. I watched this movie called Zidane, a 21st century portrait. Are you familiar with the soccer player Zinedine Zidane?
No.
Alright, great. This movie basically just follows him around exclusively during one soccer match.
And it's David Beckham?
Beckham's there. He's running around. He pops into frame a couple times.
Excellent.
The movie is extremely hard to describe in any way that would make it sound anything but extremely boring, but I found it, like, kind of amazing. Like, I don't want to say life-changing, but it's kind of a interesting kind of time experiment. It makes you kind of think about your own place in the world and, may I say, the universe in a really cool way. Like
we should go play soccer then?
No, not soccer. It basically just kind of calls into question, like, hey, where were you April 23rd, 2005? Do you remember? Do you remember, Paul?
2005?
April 23rd.
I was working a 6 a.m. shift at the Esso near my house because that was right after I got out. That was one of my last shifts because one of my last ones were when Sin City came out.
Oh, okay.
And that was in April. So.
Wow.
Yep.
That's way more specific than I got. I was like, I don't know, that was like my last year of high school, and I was like, I don't know, on the verge of moving out and stuff, but that's as narrow as I could get it. I don't remember. But just that kind of stuff of just kind of, like, everyone has their own story, and I don't know. It was mind-blowing. Something that wasn't was the Matrix sequels, which I watched.
You watched Reloaded and Revelations, then?
Revolutions, I believe.
Yeah. Is it? Okay, whatever. I mean, technically, both of those words would work in the context of what happens there.
Yeah, they're not, like, aggressively bad movies. They're just so mediocre, it's just depressing.
Second one's a lot better still, though.
Second one, it certainly has more splashy, like, sequences. Like, as soon as those 2 semi-trucks crashed, I was like, oh, right, this part, woo! And I was, like, so happy. But then, it goes on for a bit. And worst cliffhanger ever at the end of that movie, because it's not impactful at all. It's
what
just,
is it again?
Like, Agent Smith takes over, like, a dude in the real world, like, earlier in the movie. It's just some generic dude with, like, a beard, and he's in, like, one scene. And then, like, the end of the movie, it, like, pans up, and you see that dude's face again, but it's been, like, an hour and a half of stuff, so you kind of just don't remember what he looks like, but the movie's all like, dun, 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 and you're just like, who's that? I don't...
Oh,
weird
right.
guy? What's going on? And it's just like, no, dude, that guy, Agent Smith, he's there. And it's just like, whatever. So yeah, and Revolutions is just, I don't know, all of it is in the real world pretty much, like so much of it, and it's not, I don't know, that's still my least favorite, and what a lame, like, final moment. So
Monica Bellucci's in one of them, right?
She's in both, actually, but
right.
More so in the second one.
Yeah, I don't hate her.
Yeah, she's okay. Those movies are just super depressing still. I thought maybe 10 years or 8 years or whatever would make me like them more, but no, they're still not all that. Speaking of people who aren't all that, Jean-Luc Godard, the filmmaker, I saw another movie of his.
Okay.
New one from 6, 7 years ago called Notre Musique, and I didn't really like it.
Hey, go figure.
Surprise. Um, yeah, I don't want to get into it because no one's seen it. But
Yeah, and I honestly don't care.
okay. I still don't like Godard, but I'm not gonna write him off because enough people keep saying stuff about him. I watched Bubble, the Soderbergh like indie movie, like small little movie.
Okay,
Have you
yeah, no, I haven't seen it.
All right. I'll just say I thought it was pretty good. He uses non-professional actors in every single role, and because of that, like the conversations sound weirdly kind of authentic. I thought. I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool. It kind of turns into a generic murder mystery thing later in the movie, but it's an okay little 75-minute thing. Oh, Lenny with Dustin Hoffman. Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't. No.
Okay. 1974, about the comedian Lenny Bruce. Dustin Hoffman's pretty great in it. It's shot in black and white and stuff. It was okay, mainly because of Dustin Hoffman though, but kind of made me think about the comedian and all the stuff he did, like super groundbreaking stuff for the '60s. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, pretty good. I watched Moonstruck, the romantic
How does that hold up?
drama. It's more dramatic, like more drama heavy than I thought it was. I thought it was a comedy, but it's not as much. It's okay, but not super great. I'm kind of still surprised Cher won an Oscar for that movie because I don't know, that seemed not that crazy, like not that big of a stretch for her, but whatever. That happened. It was the '80s. Um, what was next? Oh yeah, Scream 4, which we'll talk about later, at
Hmm.
length. That's our big one this week. To Be or Not to Be. Have you ever seen that? It's like Mel Brooks.
No, I haven't. I mean, I'm probably gonna get lynched for saying it. I'm not huge into Mel Brooks.
That's okay. I was. I think I still. I guess I'm still a fan. I don't know why. I think it just hit at a certain part in my like childhood or something where it was like these are really funny, and I got super attached to highly mediocre movies
I
like
love
this one,
Young
which
Frankenstein though.
Young Frankenstein is great. Blazing Saddles, those are
Blazing
probably
Saddles is
the best ones.
groundbreaking.
This one he didn't actually direct it. He just stars in it. It's like a remake of a movie in the '40s. Uh, Making World War II stuff comedic is kind of dicey territory for me a lot of the time. Like that seems vaguely inappropriate somehow. But this one, like, I mean, that's all really Mel Brooks knows is comedy stuff, and there's some gravity to it as well.
He's not
It's
one to
okay.
back down from like making fun of serious stuff too.
Yeah, but this is like being Jewish and everything. There's some very real like history to all that, so he's respectful here. There's some lame stuff in it though, but overall it's okay. Just madcap zany kind of comedy. Um, Fitzcarraldo, the Werner Herzog movie, which I did not enjoy as much as Aguirre, The Wrath of God, which we talked about last week. I think it was.
Yeah, I think might have been 2 weeks ago even. I can't remember.
Yeah, basically, there's some good stuff in it though, but it's I don't know, something about it just wasn't hitting as hard. But another dude on a boat going down a river who's kind of crazy movie, but this one is set in like I guess it's the early 20th century, and it's like this rubber baron guy who wants to build an opera house in the jungle because that's the thing you do, and his brilliant scheme to make that happen is to bring this giant riverboat over a mountain and into this other river so we can get around this like dangerous rapids place.
Well, I mean
It's
that's the only efficient way to do it, but I want to
I
know
know.
is why in the jungle?
Yeah, it's like totally crazy stuff. Apparently somewhat based on a real dude. But I don't know about the boat stuff. But the thing is like for the movie they actually did drag a boat over a mountain for it with a bulldozer.
Wow.
So, yeah. The one thing I found weird though is because some of the shots look like they could be miniatures though, but like the trivia I read swears they aren't, which just kind of bums me out because they should really have just put some people in those shots for scale, so you just know it's real. You know, like it
Yeah.
seems like kind of a wasted effort because it's just like, oh, there's a little miniature boat, and it's like, no, dude, it's a real boat, and there's like, well, then you should have made that clear. I don't know, sorry. But yeah, I don't know. It's 2.5 hours. It's weird. I've never seen a dude drag a boat over a mountain, so that was kind of cool. I Love You, Philip Morris. I watched that.
I really
With
want to see that one.
Jim Carrey. Um, I okay. I don't want to spoil it, and it's not out yet or anything. I thought it was pretty good. It was pretty good. It's a pretty good movie. There's some pretty good stuff that happens. I like Jim Carrey and Ewan McGregor's pretty good. They actually have pretty good chemistry together, which was kind of cool. A lot of con man stuff happens too. And yeah, I don't know. Oh, and Gulliver's Travels, which I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
That's got to be the worst thing ever because Jack Black's so
probably not
played.
the worst thing, but yeah, I mean, I don't want to see it.
Okay. I didn't hate it. It wasn't that bad. I'd probably give it like a 5 out of 10. It's totally inoffensive, little piece of silly. I don't. Yeah. I don't know if I still have like sort of a soft spot for Jack Black or something, but I was totally okay with this movie, and I don't know why.
Is he being Jack Black though?
Oh, totally. Dude's playing like Guitar Hero. He's got his shirt off a lot, and like just kind of being oafish and stuff sometimes, but kind of lovable. You know, you kind of want him to succeed. Yeah, it's very generic, but I don't know. Didn't hate it. Have you ever seen the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Of course, it's one of my favorite horror movies.
Good stuff.
Toby
I had
Hooper,
never
you
seen
mean?
it.
By Toby Hooper, right?
Yeah. I hadn't seen it until yesterday. That first kill in that movie is awesome. Like, it's just kind of on right at that moment.
It's just there.
Yeah.
It's like hey, this is what we're about. Let's do it.
Yeah, it was so fast and efficient. Like, it was just the best. Like, I was okay with the movie. It was like, man, this is mad 70s. And then that happened like half an hour in, and I was like, wow, this is great. And there's a chase sequence later that just goes on for like 5 minutes or something.
Like the end
super
one?
intense. Pretty much, yeah. It's been out for 37 years, so I think we can talk about it.
When he's like swinging the chainsaw around and stuff?
Not the end thing
okay.
where that awesome black truck driver dude in the yellow shirt shows up, because that guy's awesome. Like, he's just like, no, enough of this. I got a wrench. I'm gonna hit you. And he just does. Great ending. But the one earlier where like it's down to one girl left, and she's just like running, and you don't know like where she's running to. She's just running away from that dude with the chainsaw, and then she gets to the store, and she's like, oh good, I'm safe. And then it's like, oh no, you're all in on this, and you're crazy cannibals. Yeah, that one. Like, I don't know if you remember specifically, but it just goes on for like ever. But it's keeps the tension up real high. Yeah, it was good. It held up so much better than I was expecting. And then earlier today, I watched Somewhere, the Sofia Coppola movie. Which
I don't know what that is.
Oh, okay. It's another kind of like middle-aged kind of dude who's kind of lost and doesn't know what he's doing with his life. He's an actor in this one.
Apparently Stephen Dorff.
Yeah, Stephen Dorff.
So how did that work out?
I don't know. I kind of had mixed feelings about it. Like, it's super kind of slow, and I guess the word would be a bit slight. Is that a thing people say?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, sure. I'll throw that in there. Like, the key for me to kind of enjoy it, like the thing that got me through it, was just kind of thinking about that this must be some sort of weird interpretation of Sofia Coppola's childhood, because she was like the daughter of a popular film dude who was like probably being interviewed a lot and away from home and stuff. Like, the real focus of the movie is the relationship between this like actor and his daughter, and how like fame just isn't really doing it for him anymore, but that stuff still holds true. Like, the important thing at the end of the day is family, Paul.
Who's the daughter?
Elle Fanning,
Do I know that?
sister of Dakota. Yeah. Have you ever seen the
I don't
English
think I do
dub of My Neighbor Totoro?
Yeah, no.
Okay, never mind then. There's two sisters in that movie, and they got Dakota and Elle Fanning.
How is she?
She's okay. She's
because I hate child actors.
She just plays a kid, you know. She just
doing
plays
kid
Guitar
things.
Hero. Another movie with Guitar Hero in it, which was kind of weird. But yeah, she just does some Sudoku puzzles while her dad does interviews, and she looks kind of bored and sad. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of a tough sit. Like, it got really slow, and it's only like 95 minutes long.
That's pretty bad.
Like, you have to kind of
care,
be getting something out of the character relationship, or like the fact like it's Sofia Coppola and thinking about that or something. Like, I had to really turn on my filmmaking appreciation brain in order to get anything out of it. So,
oh dude, that's the worst.
Yeah, it's probably not something I'd recommend to like 98% of people, but it's okay, I guess. I'm kind of torn on it.
Well,
I barely
that's okay,
liked
I guess.
it, if I like it. But yeah, and that was it for me. So we can get into your stuff and then dive into the Wes Craven discussion. So
Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of stuff. I haven't been playing video games or like watching movies or even like reading or anything lately. And
Okay.
part of the stuff I was doing was kind of trying to figure out some personal stuff and blah blah blah. So anyways, it kind of was made it hard to want to watch movies or play video games or anything that had like anything to do with like family and blah blah blah, things that like you could care about.
Okay.
So I avoided a lot of things, and then one day I was just like, I'm going to watch Boys in the Hood, and yeah, so I watched Boys in the Hood.
John Singleton.
John Singleton, and that's
go.
the closest I've come to crying at the end of a movie ever. I don't know
Really?
why. It's probably just the place I've been at. But
Okay.
like, I'm just trying to remember the ending. Okay, not the ending, but like when
Doughboy is like
when they're like going to go
naked.
get some blood, and Cuba Gooding's like, "Yo, I'm coming with you" or whatever, and his like dad holds him back and blah blah blah, and they have like a discussion, and they like both kind of break down a little bit.
Oh, Lawrence Fishburne?
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne, when he's like,
Yeah, I remember him being
trying to
pretty good
stop
in
him.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Everything with like the father and son thing kind of got to me a little bit, and yeah. Anyways, that movie's really good. I forgot how good it is, and it still holds up. I mean, I'm not black and I don't live in a ghetto, but I could see that being some rough times.
Yeah, and I like Ice Cube, so seeing him there is kind of cool.
Yeah, before he was all like, "Are we there yet?"
Yeah. He's got like a 40.
When he was NWA, when he was with Attitude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Good movie. John Singleton, he does good stuff that I like. Yeah, that's all on that. And then earlier, right before we did this, actually, I watched K-Pax, which I hadn't seen before, but had been kind of wanting to, because I kind of really like Kevin Spacey sometimes, depending on what he does.
Yeah, I kind of wish Kevin Spacey was more reliable or something. Like, he'd choose better stuff to be in, because...
Because he chooses a lot of crappy things.
Yeah, like, I haven't seen a movie I've been like, yeah, Kevin Spacey, since, like, 2006 or something. Like, I thought he was a good Lex Luthor. That was the last
Well, I mean, he was in Moon, technically.
Yeah, his
You didn't
voice
see
was good.
him in Moon, but he was in there. You could tell it was him. And 21
yeah, I guess
was
his
okay.
voice was pretty good. What was the other one?
21?
I like the soundtrack in that movie.
So you liked Superman Returns better than 21?
Yes.
Wow,
yeah,
that's
I own
ridiculous.
Superman Returns. That movie's pretty good.
It's not bad, but
pretty good
it
movie.
is. Yeah, that's
21 is so cheesy. Like I don't know. I was not really feeling most of what that movie was putting down.
Oh right, because Superman Returns is not cheesy at all.
No, dude. What? Like he gets shot in the eye and his bullet like melts onto his eye and it falls right off. And he's like,
The
whatever.
fact that it's Superman just negates everything because Superman's the cheesiest guy ever.
But it's Brandon Routh.
That's even worse.
No, from Scott Pilgrim.
I know, he was cool in that. He's not cool as Superman.
No, he was a fine Superman. The best as he could be in, like, Christopher Reeve's Shadow.
God rest his soul.
That movie's okay. That movie gets a bad kind of reputation because it cost way too much because it was in development for, like, I don't know, 12 years or something.
I honestly didn't find it fun to watch at all.
He like, picks up that giant continent made of kryptonite and throws it into space.
Yep, he sure does.
Yeah. I guess if I was going to pin one moment on, like, fun, it's the bullet thing, and then Lex Luthor's brushing his teeth, and Lois Lane comes into his yacht, and he's like, what? It was funny. I thought it was pretty funny. But okay.
But yeah, anyways, K-Pax. Kevin
Jeff
Spacey
Bridges.
and Jeff Bridges, so there's a pretty good duo right there. I don't know, I really liked it. I think it had some good feelings towards it. Do you remember much of it at all?
Dude thinks he's an alien, and he might be.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where he gets taken to a mental hospital or psych ward or something like that, and Jeff Bridges is his psychiatrist, and they're trying to find out what the hell's wrong with him because he honestly thinks he's an alien. But like as he talks more and more, you start to get the feeling that hey, he might actually be an alien because he's doing stuff and like saying things that like they're asking him certain questions and stuff to try to trip him up and try to get to the root of, like, who he is and blah, 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 like psychiatrists do. But he's
Yeah.
giving, like, answers that even, like, astrologists and stuff like that are kind of puzzled by. There's one part in the movie, actually, where they go to one of those, like, domes where there's a bunch of constellations on the ceiling and all that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they ask him, they've been studying where he says he's from in the constellation Lyra or something like that. And they don't understand, like, something, and they ask him, well, if you're from here, do you think you'd be able to draw out your planet's orbit? And he does, and, like, it explains everything to them, and everything starts fitting together. Like, it's weird, right?
Yeah.
But then, like, as it gets more and more towards the end, it gets even weirder, because it's not just like, yo, this dude is either an alien or a psycho, but it's like, yo, this dude is very likely both. So,
well, like a damaged man who is then like the vessel for some alien or something weird. It's,
right, but
I
I don't know.
vaguely
The charm
remember-
to it is that you never honestly find out what's going on, in my opinion, and I kind of like that. And again, it ends off with Jeff Bridges talking to his, like, estranged 21-year-old son, and I got choked up a little bit, but it's because I'm a giant wuss apparently, so that's okay.
Okay.
I don't remember who directed it, and I don't think I care. Like, I probably...
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Oh, the dude that did Hackers. I love Hackers, so he's the best guy ever.
With Angelina Jolie.
What?
Isn't she in that movie?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Oh, and the Skeleton Key. Ugh. Gross. Okay,
remember
so, yeah, he's mediocre at best. But, yeah, I don't know. It's a good movie. It's on Netflix, so I thought I'd watch it, and I did, and I liked it. But there's another movie that I saw, that you saw as well, that came out this week, actually.
Yes.
So, the horror genre, like, scary movie, I would say, is a parody of the horror genre, and each one deals with, like, the most recent sort of thing, right? Whereas Scream would always be a satire, in my opinion. The Scream movies?
Yeah, kind of a self-aware horror movie.
But it borders on the line between satire and parody, more on the satire side, where Scary Movie was more parody.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess what I'm
don't
trying to
seriously
say is
consider-
Scream 4 came out,
Mhm.
and
It's kind of funny.
it's kind of funny. It's terrible in a lot of ways, but it's also exactly what I want in a Scream movie.
The one thing I would say was terrible about it, I actually can't talk about because it's the biggest spoiler in the universe. So I don't know. I
Okay,
don't
let's
feel
talk a little bit about
just the movie in
everything, then
general.
we'll do a spoiler warning. I'll put it in the notes where it is.
Okay. I loved how it opened. Like
Absolutely, that was just amazing. And
I had no idea they did that gag, and it was before seeing it, and it played out really well.
yeah, it did.
Like, did the first one like kind of get you a little excited at just like thinking like, oh man, there might be 2 killers. This is cool, and then it just kind of, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Is this spoilery? It's like the beginning of the movie, but I guess the surprise is kind of the key.
Yeah, I don't know. I like that at one part. It was so meta, it's ridiculous.
There's a lot of meta stuff, which is, yeah. It started on a really good note. Overall, I guess I quite liked it. I was surprised. I think it's probably my maybe second favorite or third favorite Scream movie. I haven't seen Scream 2 in a while.
Scream 2 is really good.
Yeah, people keep telling me that, and I might just need to watch them all again. Any love for the original trilogy or
Yes, I love those movies a lot.
all of them? Like 3 as
Scream
well?
1, like when that came out, me and my friend actually watched it every single weekend.
Okay.
It probably was the first movie to honestly kind of terrify me because, well, I had seen slasher movies growing up as a kid and stuff before. It's one that felt almost too real because, like, I was in high school and these were high school kids and sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
So it was kind of scary because it's just like this dude's going around slashing up people that are my age. Sort of
And there's
thing.
nothing really like that weird about it. It's just a crazy person with a knife.
Well, there was nothing weird about it at all. Everything in that movie could happen. Except,
I guess so.
well, except for, like, lifting a girl with what's it called?
A garage door.
Garage door. That was out there, and
Mhm.
What do you think of the direction they took on this? Where like the first one was them. The first one was with two killers or a killer or whatever,
Mhm.
basically getting revenge and using horror movies as like a basis. The second one was the same idea, only it was like a copycat thing, and then the third one was like them making a movie about the first one.
Stab.
Right, Stab, and stuff going on there. And this one took more of a approach where the movie we're watching is actually like they're making a movie within the movie.
Mhm.
Where like they're recording the killings and they're making the movie instead of doing a copycat thing.
Right. Yeah, and it kind of has a lot of weird jokes about remakes and going back to the
Screamakes.
original. No.
Yes,
But
Screamakes.
okay. All right.
And what was
I'll let
the
you
other
have
one?
that. I don't know. Like, I liked a lot of the new cast people. Like, I thought Hayden, whatever her name is, Pantier, something.
Yeah, I know who you're talking
Like,
about. I don't know her name though.
yeah, like the girl from Heroes. Like, I was super worried going into that movie because I don't like her on Heroes at all. So I was like, this is gonna be terrible.
She
But
did
actually,
okay.
she's probably my favorite new character. Like, I was like, man, this is just pretty funny. This is not bad. And there's a clever like peeping tom reference in it
Yes.
in the movie,
Yep.
which I was really really happy about.
That's totally a spoiler, kind of.
Hmm?
If we
Not really.
well, if we
I
talk
mean,
about like what part it's
well,
at,
if we
it's a
further
spoiler.
clarify it, I guess yeah.
Yeah.
So someone says something about peeping tom, and it's great.
And very true.
Yes.
So like
The
Courtney,
final act is where I have some issues, I guess. But
Courtney Cox looks pretty bad. Hey,
I don't know.
she looks
I've
like
never
a
really...
mannequin, and it's kind of weird.
Oh, okay. That did not really stick out to me. Dewey isn't given much to do in this movie. It was kind of the thing my friend Ryan pointed out, and it's kind of true.
Which is funny because he was promoted from the last movie.
Yeah, like he's chief of police or something,
Sheriff.
or the local sheriff. Yeah, and he just kind of plays it straight, just kind of drives around. Like he isn't really given any great scenes, which is too bad.
Nev Campbell looks good.
Yeah, I enjoyed how tough Sydney is in this movie. Like she's
no longer the victim.
Yeah, she's like, no, I'm running in there and I'm gonna take care of some business because like it's some punk kid in a mask, so whatever.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? They stab me, maybe I'll get a few shots in and kill them too. So like whatever.
Yeah, like I don't know. There's kind of the change to her just being not afraid at all anymore and just being really like strong. It was pretty awesome. I thought Alison Brie was pretty great.
Oh my god, I'm in love with Alison Brie. Yeah,
like I kind of wish her role was bigger, or if she had a different role, so she was in it more, because
she was such a delightful bitch, though.
Yeah, so like she does great with what she's given, but like as her scenes start like proceeding, I was like, oh man, we're not gonna have her for very much longer, are we?
Yeah. Who was it that played the kid? Her cousin.
Emma Roberts from It's Kind of a Funny Story. She was in that, and Nancy Drew. So yeah.
So that was her then. Okay, yeah. She did pretty good. She did okay. And could we get into spoiler territory now? Maybe.
No, I don't know. Like Rory Culkin, I think it was. He was okay.
Rory Culkin, yeah, he was okay, and that other kid.
The other movie guy was pretty good. I'm trying to think who else was really in it. Not many other people. Oh, the one guy that sucked was Trevor. The boyfriend guy, like the ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, like
that
why was he
sucked.
even there?
Yeah, like him in the trailer even, I was a little like sketchy on. Like he has that one moment where it's like, "Hey man, what's your favorite movie?" He's like, "I'll show you." Blah! And it's like, "What are you doing? Stop it."
Actually, every part he was in made me uncomfortable because he's terrible.
He's not a good actor.
Is he in anything else?
I don't know.
Have you heard of a movie called 12?
No.
Okay, he was in that.
Okay.
Oh my god, so was 50 Cent.
Okay. Have you seen 12? Like, why are we...
No, I'm just saying, like, that was, like, literally the only other thing he's been in.
Okay.
So he's not an actor.
Okay. Well, good, because I don't know, he didn't really jump out at me in a good way in this movie.
No.
I guess we can start talking about spoiler stuff. So like 30, just watch out. We'll put in the notes when to start listening again. I just want like I kind of wanted to lead that on a bit because if we went like from Emma Roberts right into spoiler alert, it might be suspicious. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cause yeah, the one problem I had with it was when here's the big spoiler. She's one of the killers.
Yeah.
That
I
you
mean,
can't
if
get
you
any
want to
more
get down to
spoilery
it,
than
she
that.
is the killer.
The main mastermind, yeah. I just those scenes I did not buy her crazy at all. I was so like just embarrassed for her. Like her acting was just not there. Like she was just yelling and trying to be all crazy and it just was funny. I didn't believe it at all.
Yeah, she was actually doing pretty good up until that point, really. She can't
Okay,
pull
I
off
was
crazy.
like worried like I was like, "Oh, we're going to have a major difference of opinion because my one problem with this movie is Emma Roberts." And I was actually going to say like that would probably be the role I'd want Alison Brie to do cuz I think I could buy her
Oh my
going
god, she would be
insane.
amazing in that role.
Yeah, like insane Alison Brie with a gun, like that could happen, and that would be awesome. But that movie doesn't do that. Kind of a clever twist, I guess. Like I thought it was gonna go in a weirder direction. Like I thought Sydney was dead. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I really did too. So, the biggest twist I would say about this isn't even that she's a killer, it's
Hmm.
that Sydney wasn't dead.
Yeah, yeah. Like that seemed kind of a weird out, I guess. I was like, oh man, how messed up would it be if this movie ends like
Where
with
they're like
the
taking
killer
her on the gurney and they're
victorious?
taking her picture and stuff and asking her about what happened and blah blah blah.
Yeah, and like she gets to be the victim and like everything she wants, and people think she's legit, and then it ends with her being all like sinister and like I don't know.
In that way, I
But
think Wes Craven might have taken the easy way out. He always takes that road, like with Sydney, it seems, where
yeah,
everything works out.
like she can't die. Like Scream 2, I remember Dewey getting like totally messed up, and then he just
Yeah,
comes back. Like you're just like, how the hell is he alive? He got stabbed like 4 times. It's just like I don't know. He's awesome. But
he gets
whatever.
stabbed in every single movie.
In this one, he gets like bludgeoned real good, which was probably my favorite Dewey moment because it was just kind of comical in some
And
way.
what was with that cop?
I like that cop. She was Dakota in Planet Terror.
Yeah, but like,
Um,
she didn't really have any role in it, really.
like there was like a bit of a weird love triangle thing. Like that almost seemed like the one thing they're building as foundation for more sequels, maybe.
Yeah,
Because like it was a strangely like decent actress for like such a tiny bit part, and she totally survives and stuff. Like it's like Lady Dewey, you get it? Like she survives ridiculous situations much like Dewey, so maybe they're meant to be together. I don't know, because Courtney Cox, like you said, looks kind of weird, and her and David aren't really getting along off screen, so maybe that's what they're doing. I don't know.
but how about the part
Um,
where like, Sydney comes out of that room and she's just standing there in the dark? Like,
yeah,
that was just terrifying. I loved it.
that was so weird. Yeah, like I don't know. The Scream movies are pretty good at stringing you along with like red herrings throughout. Like just kind of be like, oh, it's probably that guy. It's got to be Trevor, right? Because he's like super, like he's just a douche. So it's him.
We could probably say
And,
there's no spoilers now.
oh, really? I was about to keep.
Are we?
Okay.
Really?
I don't know. Roy Culkin's the other killer. And Hayden Panettiere might not be dead. Ryan pointed out to me, buddy, because like she doesn't, you don't see her dead on screen. She's stabbed and she's still wriggling around, and then it just kind of moves on.
I'm trying to
So,
remember now. If Okay, what
because
was
like
the
I thought
last
she
moment
was
you
dead.
see her?
Hmm.
What was the last moment you see her? He stabs her in the stomach.
Right, and says like 4 years we're in classes together. Are you kidding me?
That's the
Bleh.
stupidest thing ever.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny. But like that's kind of where we leave her. So it could be an out. Like it would be kind of cheap, but again, I like that character, so I'd be fine with that. Just because like they don't leave a lot of stuff for future stuff at the end of that movie because like almost everybody dies.
Yeah, they tie up a lot of stuff too.
Like every new character they introduce, for the most part, like dead, except that one cop and maybe Hayden Panttiere's character Kirby. Like that's it. So I don't know. Like, would you want more? I could go for another one of these.
Yes.
I'd be up for that. Another trilogy.
As long as
That'd be
Wes
cool.
is behind it.
Kevin Williamson, I think, is the key at this point. Like the writer.
Really?
Yeah, he's not really given the credit because like this has come up. Wes Craven sucks. I mean, People Under the Stairs is terrible. Do you like that movie? I forget.
Did we ever talk about that movie?
I don't know. I saw it like a few months ago, and I was really disappointed.
Are you talking about the original People Under the Stairs? Like, for how long ago was that?
1990.
Yeah, like 20. Was it 20 years ago now?
About that, yeah. Ving Rhames is in it.
I didn't hate that at all.
All right, it's not very good. I don't know when the last time you saw it, but I was not into that movie.
Big fan of the Nightmare series.
Yeah, what was the one? Like My Soul to Take is reputedly just garbage, and I wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't understand why he did that. But
like,
The Last
it's more
House
like
on the
whenever
Left
he writes
was
something.
great.
Okay, just his writing isn't very good. I'm trying to remember the last movie I saw that was written by him. Like I've seen a handful of his stuff.
Probably People Under the Stairs.
Well,
he did
I think
Pulse.
He wrote My Soul to Take, though, is the thing. Like, so that's his ideas and words, which is not really, saying much. Here, let me see. Like, I liked Red Eye. New Nightmare was good.
Shocker was okay from what I remember.
Okay.
Like, for what it was.
Middling, I guess, I'd say. Not necessarily terrible. But just kind of all over the place in terms of quality.
And I really like The Hills Have Eyes.
Okay. I never saw the original. Or the remake, for that matter, so... Rape. I don't enjoy it.
Yeah, so. Don't watch Last House on the Left, then.
Okay. I caught the last half of the remake, and a dude's head explodes in a microwave. So I got to see that.
Wow, spoiler.
No, whatever. It's in the trailer.
Yeah,
That's literally in the trailer. It's the last scene in the movie, and it's in the trailer. So stupid. But okay, I guess we can put an end to spoiler warning, right?
Yes.
At this point, we've said all those spoilery. Just Wes Craven in general. I just want to make a defense for Kevin Williamson because the original trilogy, like the third one, is kind of generally looked at as where it kind of went wrong, and it's because that dude didn't write it. So. Yeah.
He didn't write that one?
Kevin Williamson did not write that one. Some other guy did. And apparently the Weinsteins aren't really a fan of most of the stuff Kevin Williamson hands in, so they kind of meddle with it a bit. And that happened again on this movie, which is too bad. But hopefully it does well enough for them to make another one.
Yeah, no, that dude has written some really good stuff. I mean, I really like The Faculty.
Yeah, that's a fun movie.
That is. Yeah, I think that's really... all right besides Scream for movies that he's written.
I'm gonna check, but 14 projects. Vampire Diaries, apparently.
Yeah, I meant for movies.
Teaching Mrs. Tingle,
which is essentially
I have no idea what
that was written by what the hell's her name now? The same person that did I Know What You Did Last Summer did the same book.
I don't know. He directed that movie though, apparently. Anyway, I don't know. Just Kevin Williamson, I'm just saying, maybe that guy's the guy. Scriptwriters don't get a fair shake a lot of the time. And just me and Wes, I don't know. Just a couple differences. But overall, how'd you feel about Scream 4 score-wise?
7 out of 10. I think if you're with someone that enjoys those type of movies, it's a fun night out.
Yeah, I was probably about the same. And I was with two people who really enjoyed it, and they really enjoyed it. And that helped me a lot too. And I quite enjoyed it, despite not being sure I would at all. So
a good crowd for that is good too.
Yeah, our crowd was mad rowdy, but that kind of made it okay. Just jumping down the stairs and flipping out at times. It was weird, a weird crowd, but they seemed to be having a good time. So yeah, hopefully it continues to do okay. I thought it did all right. It did 18.7 million domestic. And some analysts were but I don't know. That was about as high as I could expect. My highest ballpark was 20, so that's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scream 4.
That movie is mad gory though. Hey.
There's one scene where it's
pretty
messed
God.
up. Yeah.
The bedroom one.
Yeah, there's like straight up intestines and stuff. It was
That
I
was
was not
straight up
ready for
just
that.
crazy. Like when what's her name was walking through the door and there's like just blood on the walls and stuff. It's
Yeah,
crazy, man. Crazy.
that was the one scene. Like I was trying to remember if there was any really gnarly kills, and that's probably the one I would give like a gnarly descriptor.
And the
It's pretty
dude that
messed up.
gets it in the head.
Hmm?
The dude that gets it right in the head.
Oh man, right. That was a pretty good one too. That Bruce Willis. But anyway, uh,
Fucking Bruce Willis.
yeah, yeah. No, all right. Spoilery stuff is over, so whatever. We'll just move on.
We didn't spoil anything.
No, yeah, it's good. If you liked the Scream movies back in the day, you should see it. If you didn't, you should see it.
Yeah, you should still probably see it. I don't know. I mean, what the hell else came out? Do you want to watch Rio? Really? Is that the type of person you are? You'd rather see Rio?
No,
Yeah.
I like Jesse Eisenberg, but no.
Yeah, Rio.
Yeah, parrots. Anyway, news?
Yeah, so, we like Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, a lot.
yeah. I really
Um,
like that dude.
I'm sure some people probably don't because of some stunts he pulled on Friday. Was it Friday?
I don't remember New Orleans though. He was being pretty rowdy. So.
Yeah, basically, Nicolas Cage was arrested for domestic abuse, public intoxication, and disturbing the peace.
Yeah. I just imagine him doing like any one of those scenes where he's yelling a lot, but just
Yeah.
in real life.
With, like, the crazy eyes and everything.
Yeah, and it just you can't do that in public without cameras rolling. So yeah.
But, yeah, I guess that happened before the weekend, and as of today, he's back out, and he's in New Orleans now doing work on his new movie, so...
Medallion with Simon West.
Yeah.
My favorite part of this story though is that the dude that bailed him out was Dog the Bounty Hunter.
I know, that is kind of amazing.
Like when I read that, I was just stunned. Like I was like, that's the best thing ever. Like they know each other somehow. Like he called up his bro Dog, and he came down and got him out, and it was cool. Like I don't know, it's great. Also, that it happened in New Orleans, which if you've seen Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans, it's great stuff because that movie's all about him going crazy in New Orleans. So I don't know. Watch that movie if you haven't seen it. Werner Herzog, good stuff. Did you see it?
I did. Actually,
Okay, good.
that was probably our second episode.
All right, and you really liked it, right? You
Yeah,
loved it?
I really like it quite a bit.
Okay, good. So yeah, Nic Cage ran into the law, but he's good now. So,
He fought
Medallion.
the law won.
but then Dog helped him out. So, good stuff.
Yeah, let's see, Craig Gillespie, you know that guy, Lars and the Real Girl, Mr.
Right.
Woodcock, he does kind of crappy stuff.
Did I talk about Lars and the Real Girl at any point?
No, you didn't.
Okay, I saw it like a week ago, and I really didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. That
It looks
movie's not good.
disappointing.
Like some people really found it inspiring or something, or like heartwarming or whatever. I don't know what they're talking about. Like I was just like watching it, just dumbfounded the whole time. Like it is just the worst premise for a movie. Like just the bad concept, deals with mental illness in the most like silly, childish way. Terrible, terrible movie. And what's he doing now? What's this guy gonna do next?
They released a book recently called Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to be doing the movie adaptation of that. He's going to be directing it.
Oh, good.
So, yeah, look out for that.
Man, yeah, I've never read those. Like, they just sound so weird. Like, classic
Well, I mean, it
literature.
was Pride and Prejudice with zombies.
But, like, for that, did they literally just insert zombie chapters into it?
I honestly couldn't tell you because I never liked Pride and Prejudice, so I wasn't going to read it even with zombies.
I didn't mind that book, really. It's not bad. It's just, I don't know.
It's just not good.
Well, it's just old. But whatever.
Sure.
Zombies. There's
Zombies, yes.
so many zombies. I like zombies, but I don't know.
Oh, don't get
Anyway.
me wrong, I loves me some zombies, but holy crap, man.
It's too many. And now, like, Victorian age or whatever zombies is.
But
Alright.
anyways, speaking of books, there's a book that came out a while ago by Suzanne Collins called The Hunger Games. Have you heard about this one at all?
I heard about it like 47 minutes ago from my buddy Paul. He told
Yeah,
me
he's a
about it.
pretty cool dude. Anyways,
I
basically,
literally didn't hear about it before that, but okay.
basically like battle royale and the Running Man, like all that sort of thing.
All right.
Female and male are sent to do a survival contest to the death sort of thing in this future called the Hunger Games, and yeah, I mean, stuff happens. I know a little more than I should, and it might be spoiler territory, so we're not going to get into that at all.
Okay.
Basically, they're making the movie, and they've already got some people on the docket there. The two main parts for the girl named Katniss and the guy named Peeta in the movie have already been cast as Jennifer Lawrence and Josh Hutcherson.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jennifer Lawrence, of course, from Winter's Bone, and trying to think of something more recent.
X-Men First Class.
Well, I mean, that's not out, but yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna be in that though. Well, like she's just starting out. I don't know what else she's in. Like Winter's Bone, that's the one.
Yeah, so that one and Josh Hutcherson's from American Splendor. The kids are all right, apparently, even though I haven't seen that.
he's the son in that.
So he's been doing some stuff. He's in Kicking and Screaming too.
What? Hold on.
Not the one you're thinking of.
Oh, well, I've seen both of them, but wait, Kicking and Screaming. Are you sure? Which one? What are you talking about? Which one? Now I'm
not the
confused.
one you're thinking about, the Ferrell one.
Oh, so he's in the Will Ferrell one.
Yes.
Okay, because I was like, can't be in the Noah Baumbach one.
No.
Okay, I don't hate the Will Ferrell one either. Like he freaks out in that coffee shop, and it is hilarious. I don't care who you are, but anyway, all right.
So yeah, they were announced about a week ago on April 4th, but just today they announced that Elizabeth Banks will be in it. So I mean, I like Elizabeth Banks, so that could be okay. I don't know the name of who she's playing or how important they are, but they also have someone named Deo Okiniwi and Amanda Stenberg, which look like they're kid actors, kind of just starting out. Like this is probably their first or second role ever. So yeah, that might be okay. Maybe. I mean, we all know how I feel about kid actors, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this a book you're quite a fan of, or like, is this gonna turn out good?
It could turn out okay, I think. It's a PG-13 rating, though.
Oh, that sounds a little weird.
Dicey.
Yeah.
Like
post-apocalyptic dystopian battle to the death. PG-13.
Right, but like
I don't know.
the book itself was meant for young adults.
Oh, okay.
So it'll probably work out because it's kind of like the two main characters like love each other, and they end up obviously being the ones that have to fight to the death and all that sort of thing.
Spoilers! What?
That's not a spoiler. That's in everything.
Is it written on the back of the book?
I don't know. I don't have the book, but probably. Because, like, I don't think it's so much as, like, that they face each other.
Okay.
But, like, the stuff they go through.
Alright. So, this could turn out okay, I guess? Like, I didn't like Winter's Bone, but Jennifer Lawrence seems talented, I suppose.
I'm cautiously optimistic. Gary Ross is the one directing it, so it might be okay, because, I mean, I don't hate that guy.
What are his noteworthy works?
Pleasantville. I really like Pleasantville.
Okay.
Big was good. I never saw Seabiscuit. Kind of don't care, too. But I really like Pleasantville and Big, so...
Okay. Well,
he seems
that.
Yeah, he seems to do good with the... like, the coming-of-age thing, almost. Looks like. So, I don't know. We'll see what he can do, so...
Alright. Any other news, or?
Yeah, there's a movie coming out called The Stare. I don't really know much about it. I just know that they announced that James Franco will be in it with Winona Ryder. So
stare as in A-R-E, or?
Yes, A-R-E. Like, I'm staring at you, sort of thing.
Okay.
The Stare.
So not like a single step in the middle of a desert. That's pretty creepy, right?
Right.
Think about that.
I have been all night.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently it sounds a lot like Black Swan, only instead of being like performers, it's about a writer that goes insane while they're trying to finish their work or something.
Okay. Who's directing that?
I had it somewhere. I don't know.
I'm trying to look this up, but it's hard to find.
Yeah, because I think it might have even just been announced, sort of thing.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think it really matters until, like, I don't know, more information comes out of it, but
Okay.
I just thought it was a little interesting that Winona Ryder's basically going to be in the same type of movie again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And James Franco. I mean, that guy's a lot of work coming.
You may have seen him in Your Highness, the movie I forgot to talk about earlier.
Do you want to talk about that at all? I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, because I've been wanting to see it.
Okay. Okay, at the end of it all, like, overall, I thought it was kind of funny, and I kind of liked it. That said, it is the most childish movie, like, I can even imagine. Like, it is so juvenile all over the place. Like, the jokes are so lazy and just crude for crude's sake, and it's just, like, nobody's really trying. They're just kind of hanging out, doing this silly stuff. But I like enough people in it to where I was, like, having an okay time.
So more so than just like any other stoner comedy, then?
I guess, but like, man, it is a totally baffling movie considering it's coming from David Gordon Green and stuff. Like, reading reviews on it and stuff, like, I totally can't dispute anything anyone is saying. Like, it's ridiculous that this movie exists. But I guess I was laughing more than I wasn't, so I endorse it to some extent. But man, it's a weird movie. I don't know who it's for really. It's ridiculous. I guess the one guy I'll give a shout out for, because nobody knows who he is Rasmus Hardiker from like England. He was in the Saxondale show with Steve Coogan. He has a pretty nice bit role as kind of a Danny McBride's hanger-on, like, squire, I guess you could say. He's pretty good. But yeah, I don't know how to really talk about it other than, like, just, is the word penis, like, really funny still? Is that just funny?
I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess it depends, like, how you're using it.
Like, how it's presented and whatever. Like, 'cause it's that kind of stuff. Like, it's literally like schoolyard, like, dirty jokes kind of humor, and it's just so lazy.
I'll be honest, though, I feel kind of dirty hearing you say that.
I know. It's like, there's a scene where, like, Dan McBride's just kind of standing there swinging a sword around, and it's like, okay, whatever, this is like epic stuff, but he's wearing a necklace with like just a severed minotaur penis on his neck, and that's it. That's the joke. That's the joke. That's it. That's
Jesus, spoilers.
No, no, it's not. There's nothing to spoil in this movie. It is just so generic fantasy stuff, but with like a lot of cursing and funny people. Like, it's so weird. You should probably see it, I guess, just to see like a one of a kind Hollywood like $50 million project that shouldn't exist really. It's baffling.
But like, should I feed it? Like, should I feed the machine that made it by actually paying to go see it in theaters?
I think what it is like the one kind of premise like behind why it was made that made sense to me was like Danny McBride and David Gordon Green have been best friends for like ever, like since college or whatever. So I think this is almost like a giant prank on Hollywood in a way. In a way. Because like it's like we got a bunch of A-list names, like Oscar winners / nominees and stuff, like respectable British character actors and stuff, like some pretty big comedians and whatever, and they're just kind of hanging around being stupid in this stupid stoner movie.
And really, it's just a movie where a bunch of dudes got together and had fun making it.
Sure, like I'm sure everyone had tons of fun making the movie, and some of that comes through. So I thought it was kind of funny, but it's like I'm so ashamed saying that because it is like the most lowbrow movie I can describe. It's so childish. But yeah.
And one of the weirdest things about this movie is that Natalie Portman, off of winning an Oscar, all of a sudden stars in this.
Yeah. She's super like playing it straight in this movie though. She doesn't really do anything super embarrassing compared to everyone else. Zoe Deschanel as well kind of just isn't given that much to do.
Well, I mean, how can you,
But yeah.
like, outfool Danny McBride?
Well, Danny McBride actually, like, he's kind of playing it a little more, like, disgruntled brother or whatever. Like, James Franco's having a lot of fun. Justin Theroux is having a good time as, like, the evil wizard. He's just, like, saying horrible things and casting bolts of
Wow,
lightning at
Justin
people.
Theroux is the evil wizard?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
He's having a good time with that role too. Like a lot of really silly, childish stuff again. The word childish can't be used enough to describe this movie. Like I'm sorry, it's so I don't know.
Childish?
Yeah, what's a better juvenile? I've already used that one. Trashy.
Trashy?
In a way, like just it's kind of garbagey, but in a fun way. If you're in the right mood, I guess, or intoxicated, or what have you. Yeah. I was stone cold sober just watching it, and I had an okay time. So it's possible to be enjoyed, despite what some critics are saying. But it's not for everybody. So yeah, that's Your Highness. Catch it, I guess. Did you like Land of the Lost?
There's no way I would ever watch it.
Oh, that's too bad.
You know how I feel about Will Ferrell.
No, I don't. Do you? What? You don't like Will Ferrell?
Like, have we seriously not had this discussion?
Not at length, I guess. Like just ever and
Have we ever?
I don't know. Like I think we talked about other guys briefly where I said it wasn't that great, so maybe you thought I was on the same page or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I really kind of don't like Will Ferrell at all.
Oh, I don't know. He has.
I like him in
moments for me.
Anchorman. Like, he has his moments, but generally I don't like him in a lot of stuff because he's the idiot that takes his shirt off, runs around, and yells the whole time.
Yeah, or falls in a pool.
That's
or
really the
something.
only reason. But like I said, I like Anchorman. I thought he was okay in Stranger Than Fiction. Like, I see a lot of his movies because I think, even though I don't like him, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt every time.
Okay. To be fair, like to be clear, Land of the Lost isn't necessarily like a great movie. I just have a lot of affection for it because it's like kind of just cheesy and like 70s goofy and stuff. And again, a lot of people I like are in it. Like Dan McBride's in that too. Just I'd kind of compare it to that movie in terms of just like irreverence and just kind of silliness. Like it is extremely silly for silly's sake, and that's kind of the joke. So like in that movie, if you wanted to see Will Ferrell ride a dinosaur and that sounded really great to you, like you should see it. In this, like if you want to see that, Minotaur, all that business, check it out. 'Cause that
I heard
happens.
there's a few parts in there that are just kind of weird. Like, one that's straight up Fear and Loathing weird and stuff. I don't know.
There's this weird little purple puppet dude that's just gross for no reason. Like I think the movie on some level is like a loving tribute to like those cheesy epics of the 80s, like Lady Hawk and like Dark Crystal and stuff like that.
Okay,
Never Ending
yeah.
Story, like that kind of stuff. But like just then again like peppered with like tons of cursing and drugs and stuff. So, yeah. Oh, and I guess some nudity in one part. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. I don't know. Watch it. Whatever.
I can guarantee you I will not. So,
You're not going to see
I'm
Your Highness
sorry.
now? You're just done? You don't want to?
Wait, we're talking about Your Highness now? I thought we were still talking
Oh,
about
no,
Land of
no.
the
There's
Lost.
no. Land of the Lost is PG-13 and, like, kind of kid-safe. Your Highness is the one that I started talking about again. Yeah, sorry, I should have been more clear. Yeah, those movies work in a double feature, though. That's all I'm saying.
I will probably see Your Highness. I will not see Land of the Lost.
Alright. Whereas I'm probably going to buy it sometime and just enjoy that. Michael Giacchino did the score. You know that dude from J.J. Abrams projects?
Yeah,
Up.
probably.
Yeah, that dude's great. Anyway, weird note to end on. Any final thoughts or?
Yeah, see Scream 4 in theaters, at home. Do whatever the hell you want. I didn't see much this week.
Okay. And read The Hunger Game?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Those are your endorsements.
No. Watch Scream 1 at
Okay.
home, and then Scream 4 in theaters.
So your movie of the week is Scream 1?
Yeah.
And then Scream 4 is a alternate?
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I guess I haven't given much thought to like what was the thing this past week. Do you remember what one I was like super pumped about? Was there any?
Gulliver's Travels, apparently.
Yeah, right.
I
okay,
thought I
so,
knew you, so.
So go check out Jack Black. No. It's like a 5. I said that, didn't I? It's not great.
Yeah, you did.
Man.
Honestly, I don't think you were excited about anything you saw this week.
Yeah, Zidane. That movie. Like, I guess I talked about it, and it was like a weird... Yeah. No, like, literally, Zidane, a 21st Century Portrait. I don't know if you'll like it, but if you have the same experience I did, it might change your life forever. I've been going on a lot of walks this week, and that's because of that movie. It made me think about
I've been
things.
wanting to go on a walk this week, a nice long walk.
Yeah, weather's getting there, so yeah, go for a walk or watch Zidane, 21st Century Portrait, if you can find it.
What if you can do both?
Watch one and then do the other. Go on a walk after and think about your place in the world.
No, I mean, what if you can watch it on your iPhone while walking?
No, it would. You need to be in a confined space and just kind of sit there and contemplate all that is. I don't know. It was a weird. It's impossible to describe in a coherent manner. I tried it earlier this week, and my friends were just dumbfounded. They're just like, "All right, whatever. Nathan's something." I was like, "No, it's a profound movie. It changed. Nah, whatever." So yeah, that's my endorsement. I guess back up. See Your Highness, because there's nothing else like it.
Is that necessarily a good thing, though?
I don't know. That'll depend on your point of view. Like, I could totally see people walking out of it or just laughing hysterically. I don't know. It could go either way.
What's coming out this week here?
Nothing really. Nothing I'm super keen on.
Right? I could have sworn there was something coming soon, though.
I don't know. Like, we're not at Fast 5 weekend yet, which is the weekend.
2 weeks from now.
As far as I'm concerned, that's when it happens. That's when it all goes down. Summer begins April 29th.
I completely agree with you. 100%.
Scream 4.
Yeah, no, I could have sworn there was something. Not this week. Next week is Fast 5, right?
Oh, right. Waters for Elephants is this week.
Yeah, no, don't care about that.
Yeah, so the week after that is Fast 5.
Yeah,
29th.
Fast 5, and then what do we got? The week after is Thor.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we're getting there into the real movie
We're
season.
starting to get somewhere. That's cool.
I guess the one thing for Waters for Elephants, Christoph Waltz is in it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that guy. But I still won't see that movie. Anyway,
yeah, me neither.
Thanks for joining us here at the monastery once again. Any thoughts on pop songs you want to throw in here, or we'll think about that later?
I think it'll be better if it's a surprise, but thank you for joining me again this week.
Right. Nathan, Paul, yeah.
Later.
All right. Catch you next time.
She's a black belt in karate, working for the city. She has to discipline her body, 'cause she knows that it's demanding to defeat those evil machines. I know she can beat them. Oh, Yoshime, they don't believe me, but you won't let those robots eat me. Yoshime, they don't believe me, but you won't let those robots defeat me. Those evil-natured robots, they're programmed to destroy us. She's gotta be strong to fight them, so she's taking lots of vitamins, 'cause she knows that it'd be tragic if those evil robots win. see me. They don't believe me. But you won't let those robots defeat me or she me. They don't believe me. But you won't